Hello friends, happy day one of LAIDBACK READATHON. Though I haven't done any reading today, so I'm definitely succeeding in the laid back portion. As you saw in the previous clip, Liar's Knot, which is book 2, and then what's this called? Rook and the Rose series, has a nice little synopsis recap, so that was a fun surprise. All I did was read the recap this morning though, and then I had to go to work. Let's do a little state of the reading real quick. Liar's Knot, Chaos Vector, which I have already started and I'm like that far into. That. And then I am very slowly reading Machina or Machina, I haven't decided. And this is from Realm, and it's a sci-fi novel with 4 authors collaborating. Authors are Fran, Wilde, somebody whose name I can't remember, Malka Older, and Martha Wells. Sure. Okay, I'm back. So that's where I am reading-wise. Clearly, everyone is home. So this week is also adjusting to having the children home from school because they're on summer break, and just figuring out the working children, juggling, housework, all the things. I have an obscene amount of laundry to do because we had a stomach bug in the house for about 12 hours. So, plus camping, laundry. So today is probably gonna have to be an audiobook kind of day to get it all done. So I'm gonna get going. Children are getting a TV break, and then they also have to clean their rooms. So wish us luck for that endeavor. And then I still have to work again this afternoon. So we're just gonna do all the things. Still haven't done any reading, but my summer ween shirt arrived, and I'm so excited. This is my first time participating in the merch. This month is, maybe we should do the first. The merch this year is so cute. Oh, I love this color. So I got the tank and this really cute dusky pink. Anyways, but look at the little ghosty. Oh, she's so cute. I love her so much. Anyways, so that's it. That's my update. Is I got a new tank top and about to go to work. So yeah, I feel like I'm really nailing the laid back part of the LAIDBACK readathon. So there is that. Good morning. I didn't do an update yesterday because yesterday was just busy. It was, oh, by the way, it's day 3 of the LAIDBACK readathon. I did more reading yesterday. It was my first day of having to juggle by myself, children and work. It was a lot. We did go to the park, which I had B-roll of, but the secret is 5 minutes into being at the park, my children decided they were bored. My oldest are 11, and so I think we're slowly like getting out of park age and playground age, which is kind of sad, but you know, it's how it goes, part of growing up, I guess. So update, I am still working on Liar's Knot. I'm over 100 pages in, so I'm there. Maybe one of these days I will not pick a 600-page book to read during a vlog because I feel like all my updates are the same. I did get to part 2, so that's exciting. And there's like a secret society component in this one. And I really like, there's not a time jump. We're just rolling. I mean, maybe a month has gone by from the end of Mask of Mirrors to this one. But it's not that big of a time jump, and so I don't know, I really love this vigilante superhero kind of thing that this book has going on. And yeah, it's just, I really like it. I like all the intrigue. I like that we have a new mystery. And I like that I already know these characters, so I'm super invested in what happens to them. Though not a lot has happened yet. But I can feel the build. I can feel the roller coaster. We're on that like part of the roller coaster. And then I, for a while, have been reading The Extraordinary Adventures of Alice Tonks, but I've been reading it in such short bursts that like I wasn't even taking it off the bookshelf. Like I was pulling it off, reading a little bit, putting it back, and then doing that over and over again. So I've been reading it probably for like a week, but hadn't fully committed to it. So I'm fully committed to it now. I'm 86% of the way in. And this is middle grade, about a girl named Alice who is autistic, and she is going to a boarding school for the first time, which is mostly her idea. She's an orphan. She's lived with her gran for majority of her childhood. And her first day at the school, like the welcome day when the parents are there, she has a sensory overload and walks away to kind of calm down. And while she is off by herself, this seagull lands near her and tells her that they've been waiting for her to come to the school and the animals are disappearing and they need her help. And this is a world pretty much like ours, so animals do not typically talk to humans. And so Alice is, of course, very surprised, not really sure if she should tell anybody, not even sure if anybody will believe her. And so trying to juggle, like, figuring out what's happening to the animals, but also trying to make friends and get along with her roommate and just adjust to being at this boarding school. I am really liking it. I have the audio from Hoopla as well. My complaint, this is not the author's problem, but my complaint is that the author is British. And so I'm assuming this book was published in England or Britain first. And so the audiobook has different words. So like when they published it in the US, the publisher changed words so that I guess American children would understand. So like instead of, the audiobook will say she's in this form, and in this book it's grades. In the audiobook they use the word pram, in the book it's stroller. In the audiobook she calls her grandmother Gran, and here it's grandma. Which I'm like, can we give kids a little bit more credit? I think they could figure it out. I don't think we had to change it. And again, I don't blame Emily Kenny for that. I do blame her publisher. I think that's dumb. But anyways, so that's my reading update. And yeah, I'm about to go to work again. Tomorrow's my day off. But Kelsey is doing reading sprints on her channel this evening. So I'm really hoping to participate in that after today. But the twins and I are still slowly working on the room. And we just got a lot going on. So we'll see. But I will talk to y'all later. Or I'll update y'all later. Okay. Bye. Alright, I have a quick update for the LAIDBACK Readathon. I finished a book! I honestly didn't know if I was going to finish a book, but I finished The Extraordinary Adventures of Alice Tonks by Emily Kenny. This is middle grade fantasy mystery. There were parts of it I really liked. I really liked Alice. She's autistic and is going to this boarding school for the first time that like her grandmother and her mom went to. Though her parents have both died, so her grandma has raised her for most of her life. And I think I talked about the synopsis already. So in the first chapter, this seagull like shows up and tells her that they've been waiting for her because animals have been slowly disappearing from around the boarding school and they don't know where they're going and they need her help to figure it out. and Alice has never had an animal talk to her before, so I was very surprised. So yeah, I think this was a 3, maybe a 3.5 star. I did find it a little long. Not that it's a long book, but I don't know. There was parts I felt like could have been a little tighter. I thought the reveal for who the villain was really surprising, but then the villain became such a caricature of a villain, and it was so vastly different from how that character acted before Alice knew she was the villain, so that that took me out a little bit. But I like the things about Friends. I always like middle grade books where it's like a character who has felt out of place, like finally makes friends. I love that. So yeah, I think this would be good for readers who like magical boarding school stories, because it's definitely got that. And also like secret society stuff. So yeah, but yay for finishing a book. I have another reading update. I am going to soft DNF Chaos Vector. Not the book's fault. My fault. I impulsively started it last Friday during reading sprints because 2 other people in the sprints were reading it. And that was a mistake because Mask of Mirrors took over my life. And now The Liar's Knot is also competing. So I haven't read this since Monday. It is Friday. I don't remember what's happening. I also made the mistake of listening to some of the audiobook while I was grocery shopping. And so I listened to it, but my brain did not retain anything that I listened to while I was at the grocery store. So I'm going to soft DNF until this releases its chokehold. And then I will circle back because I do want to read this, but at this point I could not tell you what is going on in this book right now at all. So taking this off the table, that's the phrase, and focusing on this. Hi, happy Saturday. This is gonna be a short update. I worked this morning, so I've read like 2 chapters, but I'm 60 something percent of the way through The Liar's Knot. Secrets are being revealed. Not to the reader, we already know the secrets, but like other characters are finding out the secrets, and it's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But my husband's going to meet up with a friend this evening, and so I'm hoping to get some like really solid reading time in once the kids are in bed. Like I'm going to purposefully have caffeine later in the afternoon in the hopes that I can stay awake longer, because I haven't been able to stay awake past 9 for days, which means basically no reading time because my twins don't go to bed until like 8:30. But I'm out running some errands. I just picked up some library books. The road I'm by is very busy, so hopefully that isn't super loud. But I picked up a graphic novel. One of my kids had placed on hold. It's very shiny. Another graphic novel. They love this series. Space Battle Lunchtime. You have a kid that also likes graphic novels. That's awesome. And then I got my other kid hooked on Jason June books. They just read Riley Weaver Needs a Date to the Gay Debutante Ball and absolutely loved it. So we promptly placed a hold on Out of the Blue so they can start this one next, and they're super excited for the Merperson book. So I'm probably gonna have to add Jason June onto my TBR as well so that they have somebody to talk to about these books. And now I have to go. I'm gonna go get flowers, but the florist I want to go to closes in like 30 minutes, so I need to get on it. And then get more sunscreen, and then maybe go and get new earbuds. Because I've lost my wireless ones. I have no idea where they are, And then I have Beats headphones, but I think the band of my Beats is like breaking my hair because I'm just like rubbing on my hair a lot because I'm getting so much frizz. Like when I try to pull my hair back, it just frizzes right up. So I'm gonna go see about getting some, not wireless earbuds because those are hella expensive, but like just earbud headphone things. I don't know. Anyways, it is very, very hot in this car. So I'm gonna go run my errands. And hopefully do lots of reading this evening. Good morning, friends. It's Sunday. It is the last day of the readathon. Nothing's going today how I thought it was going to go. My youngest, I think, has caught the stomach bug that my oldest had at the beginning of the week, so we canceled all the plans we had for today. And they do not feel well, so we'll see how much reading I actually get done. But let's see. I did stay up and do a lot of reading last night, so that was great. We also watched the Super Mario Brothers movie last night, which was fun. The kids had seen it, I hadn't, but I really liked, I don't play video games, but my siblings do, and so growing up, like I've heard all that music from the video game so many times, and so I really liked how they incorporated like the video game music into the movie soundtrack. So it was fun. I did go through and edit what I've got so far of the vlog and realized I said I was reading Machina and then I never updated. So I'm still reading Machina. I'm 60% of the way through. I don't like it as much as I like the other project like this that I've read from Realm. They have one called The Villa that is sci-fi, and I love that one so much. But this one is set on Earth, and climate collapse is pretty imminent. And so there's a competition between two AI tech companies for who's going to get to go colonize Mars. And so you're going back and forth between the two tech companies. And it's just a little bit more stressful, a little bit too real in certain ways. But I like the writing. I love this idea of like one cohesive story with the same characters that you're following, but just a different author gets different sections. I love that idea of that project. I won't finish that today though, and it's okay. I wasn't planning to. I did start another book last night. I don't know why. I have no explanation for my behavior. I have no excuses. I don't know. I just needed an audiobook while I was running my errands, and I needed an audiobook where I didn't have to pay as close attention as I have to for Liar's Knot. So I started Into the Windwracked Wildes by Deborah. Wow. Okay, let's try this again. I started Into the Windwracked Wildes by Deborah Baker, who is actually Shannon McGuire. This is book 3 in her Over the Woodward Wall series, which is a story that is featured in Middle Game, and then she's making like the Snowfella series, and I really love this series. I don't think it's for everybody. I really like how it has a fairy tale cadence to it. It reminds me a lot of reading Grimm's or Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales growing up, and so I find it very cozy in that way. And I decided to pick this up because I got an email from Tor that the digital arc of the 4th and final book is available. And so I felt like I needed to finally read this one that I've been hoarding. So again, this one is super cozy. It's also book 3, so we're just continuing what happened in the first 2 books. And then The Liar's Not update. I read so much yesterday. That coffee really did me a service. Secrets are being revealed and alliances are being made, and it's really interesting to see who is telling their secrets to who, but then like secrets are connected. So like one character may tell another their secret, but they're still holding on to another secret that's not theirs to share. And it's a wild time. I am so mad that I'm gonna have to wait till August to find out how this trilogy is gonna end. It's so good. And there's this like super slow burn. And there's also like a hint of like, is there a love triangle? Is there not a love triangle? Like the authors aren't committing to it. And so I'm kind of on the edge of my seat in that respect too, or that aspect. Anyways, I really dig it. I love everything about it. No notes, no complaints. It is a adventurous good time. But I'm also really nervous for my babies. Like, oh gosh, please be okay. Please don't leave them in peril, because that would be so sad. All right. So with that little bookish update, I'm gonna read as much as I can today while taking care of my sick kiddo. We were gonna do other things, but not anymore. I'm hoping I still get to go to work out, and maybe like go get some coffee by myself for a little bit, because it's been a week and my husband is going out of town for a couple days this week for a work trip, and I'm supposed to sub for a coworker who's sick, but now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sub because I have a sick kiddo, so I don't know. We will see how this goes, but hopefully I can get a little time to myself today. But all right, I'm gonna go add this clip to the vlog, edit it, and then see if I can get some reading done. Good morning, friends. It is Monday. The readathon is officially over. So I'm just gonna close out the vlog, kind of do an update on what I accomplished. I finished The Extraordinary Adventures of Alice Tonks. I did finish The Liar's Not. Unfortunately, everything I want to talk about what I loved about this is a massive spoiler. So I will just say, I highly recommend the series. Book 3 comes out in August. It's fantasy, there's political intrigue, there's secret societies, there's class differences, there is a poor, hopefully, rising up to pull down the super wealthy and privileged, which, love that. I know, I think this is a fantastic fantasy series. I highly recommend it. And then I got 64% of the way through Machina. I don't remember what I started at, but I'm just reading this super slow at night. I have like 2 hours to go. So maybe I'll finish it by the end of this week. Who knows? And then I got about, I want to say that's 40% of the way through into the Windwracked Wildes. Again, it's book 3. We're just continuing on with Zib and Avery's adventures in, I forget what this land is called. Over the Garden Wall? That's not, Up and Under. Yes, just continuing with Zib and Avery's adventures in the Up and Under. I still like this. I could see people saying it's too wordy. It is very lyrical writing. And very fairy tale-y, like old school. Well, what I think of as old school fairy tale. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I think of it as. I don't know if this is for everybody, but I really like it. So I am enjoying it. I also have the narrator for the audiobook reminds me of Jim Dale, who, if you watched Pushing Daisies back in the day, narrated that TV show, and I just love his voice. And this narrator, I forget his name, but he sounds a lot like a younger Jim Dale. So it's a fun audiobook. And then I finished it this morning, so it doesn't count for Laidback Readathon, but I did sneak in a reread of Artificial Condition. I listened to like 3/4 of it yesterday while I was at the grocery store, and it's a reread, so this might be my favorite because we meet Art and Murderbot's dynamic is so great. It's so fun. I love Murderbot's thoughts. Like when Art does something, Murderbot gets so irritated so quickly, and I love its thought process and the way it processes the world around it, and it's just so fun. So I might actually, I was thinking I'd walk to work today, and I might grab the audio of book 3 to listen to on my walk, just because this reread is so much fun. But anyways, that is it for Laidback Readathon. I had a lot of fun participating this week, even though maybe most of the week did not go the way I had hoped it would go. But thank you to Marti for this brainchild of Laidback Readathon, and thanks Sara and Kelsey for co-hosting this year. It was just, it's always my favorite. If you've never participated before, I highly recommend following Marti on Instagram and signing up the next time she does this, because really it's a really fun way to build community and to meet other readers. And yeah, all right, so that is it for me. If you have made it to the end of the vlog, of course, thank you for spending your precious time with me. I hope your week involved less bodily fluids than mine did. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.